Hello and welcome everybody. We are back for part 3. Last time we left off on maybe some incoming drama between Mel and Nellie and the white-haired maid girl. I guess we'll see. Let's continue. Also, I still have no idea who this is unless this is us, although they do have red eyes, white hair, much like our girl here. So, familial relation? Maybe? I don't know. Yep. The house in Fata Morgana, slumbering fables. Despite his near devastation by Nellie's news, Mel's flaxen eyes continued to wander in hopes of catching sight of the girl. Right, Nellie told that she, the white-haired girl, has no romantic interest in him. And Mel is probably pretty down about it. By now, it should be quite obvious to you what Mel was feeling. Yeah. But the boy himself was having difficulty comprehending the things going through his heart. The song is back again. Okay. Yeah, that's youth for you, I guess. That's teenagers for you. Let me just lower the volume on my end. There we go. Emotionally, he was horribly unstable, like a ship without a sail. And still, every time he spotted the white-haired girl, his heart would leap, his whole body jitter with anxiety and excitement. He had never felt anything like this before, and as such, he struggled to keep these strange emotions in check. Nellie is not going to be happy about this. Whenever he saw an opportunity, Mel would speak to the white-haired girl. And days he was unable to, he either spent in secluded silence or a distracted daze. Yikes, my man is fully gone. Love is a curious thing. It is. It has the power to change those who experience it. When he did manage to approach her, he tripped over his tongue. Again and again he talked to her, and again he stumbled. I imagine if you were to take him to see a romance... I imagine if you were to take him to see a romance at the theater in his present state, he would cry just as much as little Nellie. Maybe, or maybe he wouldn't be able to even pay attention. You never know. Either or. We cry at tragedies because we draw parallels with our own lives. At least, that is what I think. Yeah, if you can sympathize, empathize, or relate, it can definitely be an emotional stinger. Great tales of romance attain true gravity with the audience only when they are personally familiar with love. Sure. I mean, I believe it. You don't necessarily need to have experienced like the exact same circumstances to like get the really like experience it as like your new favorite thing or the most of something. But yeah, it definitely helps a lot. In any event, the white-haired girl was, as a result of this, visibly perturbed. She was delighted that he was being so kind to her, but confusion overpowered every other emotion. She a bit dense, maybe? She appeared to be at a loss for what to do as he clumsily catapulted words and stares at her. But Mel did not back down, though he probably knew not what caused such fiery emotion to erupt from within his breast. One's first love, in particular, tends to burn like a wildfire. Are you familiar with the sensation, mister? Yeah. It my first love was it it was an experience. Uh didn't go so well, but you know, what can you do? Oh? Fuck you. Don't answer to me. Ah, there she is. Is she cleaning? No, it looks like she's reading. It's now or never. Boo! Oh my god. I I'm not sure if that's the way to approach her, but sure. Let's just roll with it for now, I guess. Ah! sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. What do you mean? Lord Mel. You very clearly meant to scare me, yeah. Because you just wouldn't notice me. What are you reading? You look pretty engrossed. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I should have asked for permission. It's fine, no need to apologize. Feel free to read whatever you want. And you're welcome to bring books back to your room if you'd like to spend more time with them. But I was just amazed that the mansion had a library. It must have been a lot of work to collect all these books. Yeah, rich families be like. There are some pretty old books in here too. Your grandfather's? Some that he collected, and some even older than that. Oh, so like either passed down after generation, or ones that were within this mansion before it was restored. Take a look at this. I think it's a diary, but it's not from this country. Or this century, for that matter. Maybe a feudal lord? Here, he's complaining about the quality of the harvest. And this forsaken land only produced over sour grapes. If only the largest of the Barney? Or maybe Barnier? If only the largest of Barnier estates were mine instead. The land there is much more suitable to cultivation. There you have it. You can read this, Lord Mel? More or less. I've looked over it several times already, so that wasn't too difficult. Why would such an old book be here? I'm not sure. It and all of this was already here when I moved into the mansion. Have you not lived here your whole life? I was born at our estate. But to me and Nellie, this is more like our home. We moved when I was still young, and we've lived here ever since. Nellie and Mother have both grown quite fond of it. Father, though, often goes back to the house because he doesn't like all the roses. By himself? Yeah, well, sometimes Mother goes with him. Hey, they're gonna have some alone time. But for the most part, he goes alone. But don't get me wrong, it's not because they don't get along. In fact, they act more like teenagers in love than grown adults. Hey, good for them. We love a good, happy couple in stories. It almost makes me sick having to watch it. It is a wonderful thing to be so close, no matter how old they may be. Yeah? True, but still, yeah, you would feel awkward. I mean, it can be weird seeing your parents flirt all the time. But you know, you might get used to that too. There are those in the world who cannot be with the ones they care for, as much as they may wish. Hitting home? No, I mean, as far as you know, she is from a named house, so I don't think there should be any problems in that sense. But yeah, she's not not noticing your feelings. Um, I'm sorry about that. Uh, oh, that's right, the book. What were you reading? I wasn't exactly reading. I can't. I do not enjoy reading lots of text, so I was looking at the pictures. Mood. This is big mood. One of the reasons why I it might enjoy more. Like I can handle visual novels, but like reading just plain old books is like very hard for me. Uh, that's so. You seem very cultured, so I thought you would be partial to reading. Perhaps you're actually more like Nellie and eschew your studies. Yes. I wouldn't have guessed. But you look like, but you like looking at pictures? I do. What else do you like? What's, what do you enjoy doing? That's a pretty broad question. It can be anything. I enjoy being told stories. Hey, me too. Witnessing and going through stories. Stories? Yes, when I was young, my father would tell me tales. What kinds of stories did you like? There was one about an imprisoned girl. Tell it to me. But it's gonna be a long night or day. Once there was a girl, and she was locked away in a mansion deep in the forest. A mansion with only one window. Ooh, spooky. But the window sat up high upon the wall, far beyond her reach. So it was always very dark inside, unlike this mansion. However, the girl did not like the outside world. There were lots of scary things out there, after all. Though she may have been all alone in the mansion, she grew comfortable with the darkness in time, so she had nothing to be afraid of. And then, am I doing a good job? You're doing fine, keep going. What happens next? Okay. And then the girl grew up. By then, she had already forgotten why she was locked up, but she was content with the darkness. However, her eyes couldn't help but be drawn to the little bit of light that spilled through the one window. Though she was comfortable in the darkness, the sight of the light made her heart race. At first, the girl thought it was because she found it unpleasant, because she disliked the light and the outside. But slowly she came to realize that she was curious about the outside world. What could be happening out there? For all she knew, the town, the forest, the people, all of it could have changed while she was imprisoned in the mansion. Mm-hmm. But she had no way of finding out. So the girl decided to write letters and throw them out the window. What began as empty grasping became routine, continuing for several months until she was finally ready to give up. And maybe then someone responded. But then a beautiful white dove flew in through the window. Hello, bird. Tied to the dove's leg was a letter. Ooh. Her heart racing, she read the words contained within. It seemed to have been written by a man. The letter contained numerous questions for the girl. It also said that if she attached her reply to the dove, it would bring the letter back to him. She was astonished, but she wrote him back anyway, taking care not to mention where she was. After having exchanged letters a number of times, the two felt very close to one another, as though they had known each other for many years, despite having never met. And eventually, the man said he wanted to meet her. Indeed, the girl was unsure what to do. Yeah, that's very scary to go from like not knowing someone's face but being familiar with them to suddenly having to confront them in the real world. This is very topical for current internet culture and anonymous chatting culture. Should she tell him of how she lived? Should she reveal where she spent her days? She was afraid if she did, he would cease to send her letters. She was sure he believed her to be a young lady of noble blood, and not a girl locked away in a house deep in the forest. The girl could not bring herself to write a response. She released the dove through the window with nothing attached to its leg. And yet it returned with another letter, written in the man's familiar hand. You must surely have a grave reason for your silence, it said. I would like to know that reason, and I would like to help you, no matter what it may be. You have my word. Good guy? She deliberated. Though his letters were kind, she did not know this man. He was from the outside. Would he still treat her the same way when he met her? And did she even want to step out into the world beyond? What do you think she did? That is the question of the hour. I don't know. I think her. No, I'd like to think that her curiosity got the better of her, and she did tell her location. But I feel like this is going down a more like sad route, and she actually never responded. I don't know. Let's see. Wrote the letter and agreed to meet him, right? Yes, she did. Oh, okay. But maybe a but? The girl made up her mind. She would write a letter. As always, when she tied it to the dove's leg, it flew off out the window. And for some time after that, she received no response from the man. That must be that must be like mental. To like wait anxiously after like revealing the one thing you didn't want to reveal, sending it out as a letter and then getting no response for days. This saddened her, but she thought it was for the best. She belonged in her own confined world, her world of darkness. But then one day, light shone into the mansion. Come? The sealed door had been opened, and in the doorway stood a handsome young man. I have come for you, he said. The man was a prince from a neighboring kingdom. When the girl stepped outside, before her sat a magnificent carriage, the likes of which she had never before seen, accompanied by many servants. The prince, kind as in the letters, swore his love to her, and the two lived happily ever after. I mean, that's this straightforward story. I wonder if there's something else going on. Ah, what a nice story. It had a happy ending, yeah? I'm glad it had a happy ending. Prince. There's something funny about the story? No, that's not why I was laughing. Do you ever imagine what it would be like if a prince showed up for you? Huh? It doesn't have to be a real prince, even just someone like one. Is that something you dream about? Oh, no, I think I'm Perhaps a little too old for that. I think so. Nellie still fantasizes about her prince, and she's 14. I just assumed all girls were the same. Lady Nellie's prince. That's you, Lord Mel. No? What? Is it not? I mean, we used to play make-believe a lot when we were kids, but I very much doubt she still thinks of me that way in earnest. You have no idea. When she calls me her prince now, it's mostly in jest. Dot, dot, dot. If it weren't, that would be concerning. Uh, sure. What are you thinking about that? Oh, that story. Do you know if it's a regional tale? One that's been passed down through the ages? I am not sure. It could very well be of my father's own creation. Um, you might think of me conceited, but I think the story might be about me. Yeah, there was always that possibility in the back of my mind. The girl trapped in the mansion is you. You haven't been locked up anywhere before, have you? And no, thankfully, I've never been locked up before. Like, more like mentally. Unable to leave her shell. Just being super introverted. Thank goodness. But with an appearance like mine, I can sympathize with her being afraid of the outside world. I have, at times, imagined how wonderful life would be if it were only me and my father. But the girl left the house in the end. If your father really wrote that story, then I believe it contains his hope for you to end up the same way. Oh? Well, yeah, obviously. I don't I don't have what it takes to be a real prince and whisk you away, but I can at least pretend. Uh, that that's a bit corny, but I think that works. That's a good line. She might warm up to that. So, if it was your father's wish for you to see the outside world, then surely there's nothing wrong with you getting out and experiencing all the scenery that world has to offer. She said the last four words. I want to see the outside too. Or, to be more specific, other countries. So, yeah, you're gonna invite her? Go with you? You'd like. I feel like she's gonna interrupt you. Oh, maybe not. Although I heard footsteps, so did Nellie maybe come here? Could maybe go see distant lands together. Ah, dearest Mel, I've been looking all over for you. Get wrecked by destiny and your Brokan sister. Nellie, look at this, dearest Mel. Mother bought me these wonderful gloves to wear on walks. The roses embroidered on the wrists are just precious. Oh my, you're right, they are beautiful. Hmm? You appear to be dizzy, Lord Mel. Yeah, he tried his best, but it unfortunate for him at least. Are you feeling unwell? No, I'm fine. Oof. Mel was feeling frustrated at his inability to convey his feelings to her. Yeah? And as his frustration built up over time, he developed, I suppose you could call it, a severe case of lovesickness. I hope that doesn't go to a worrisome direction and become like a possessive kind. I mean, I do love my Yanderes, but I don't know if we're going there. Hopefully not for the sake of the girl. Or I don't know. For several consecutive nights, he had been afflicted with a peculiar sensation, a presence in his bedchamber. Ooh. Death? What the fuck? His mental instability is gonna be taken advantage of by whatever this presence is. Or are we going like to the direction that his love sickness causes him to like become of poor health and weaken himself until he dies? Are we going to that direction maybe? Curious. Death to the unholy one. Okay. I think we're talking about the white-haired girl. Uh-oh. Death to the heretic. Death to the witch. Oh boy. Kill dot 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 or XXX. Oh wait, what? We're back to the story she was telling earlier? Or maybe it was like not a story she had heard, but it was her actual past, and we are now going back. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Man's voice. Jeez. Why? I never wanted her to die. Oh, is this the actual ending to the story she told? There was no happy ever after, and the woman inside here died. Maybe she was allergic to the sun. Was she not eating? Seal off the tower. Understood? No one finds out about this. How can you be so calm? Don't you understand what you've done? Ha! Pinning the blame on me. How nice it must be to be able to distort reality with panic. You're just as guilty as any of us. I never wanted her to die. The witch killed her. The blood of the witch killed my something. Blood splattering. Yo, Mel, you okay? Ah, having a bit of a nightmare. A dream. What was that dream? It was horribly unsettling. I was holding someone, a girl I cared for dearly, in my arms, and she was limp. It was almost as if she were dead. I've been having a lot of really unpleasant dreams lately. I can't stop shaking. Why would I have such a dream? Feel sick. Back to sleep. But I wonder, who was that girl? Who indeed? Hmm? Someone in the room actually with you and not just a like presence, like an actual person. I can sense someone standing beyond my door. Uh, well, I don't think it's Nellie, so the white-haired girl or the maid? The black-haired maid. Is someone there? It's like they're watching me. Is it just my imagination? This is taking a very spooky turn, but I'm really liking it. I can't move. Ooh, sleep paralysis. What? What do you want? Go away. Ah, the sound is growing fainter. Just observing it. Oh? So you are out in the garden, so maybe it wasn't you. Unless you just moved here from behind Mel's door. Is that truly what your story meant, father? You questioning or like thinking about what you told earlier? Yeah? But such a magnificent garden. Something we could never have had. Are my intentions misguided? Spooky. A beautiful white rose. Hello? Yes, pretty long hair. Yeah, white rose. You know, you could have sneaked into his room rather easily then. Oh, shows she was standing behind his door. Okay. No one was watching. How long have you... Oh, you needn't pay me any mind. Yeah, she's just an observer. Maybe. I shall not condemn you, no matter what you might do. Rather, I am on your side. ... I was not going to do anything. Oh, is that so? Then perhaps you were out for a late night stroll? I imagine you have less difficulties going outside at night. Mm-hmm. I beg your pardon. I will return to the mansion immediately. Oh yes, that reminds me. It was also the middle of the night when the grocer's servants broke into their safe. Ooh, news of that spread quite far. I am sure you would have heard about it. Oh, although, was Gamache imprisoned? Uh, the who? Dear me, I am having trouble remembering. But worry not, if you wish for it, the mansion shall provide. Don't, you are in no danger whatsoever of getting caught. I... You said that a witch lives in the mansion, did you not? I did. Does that sound perhaps a bit archaic to you? No, I believe those rumors mockingly refer to me. See? Oh my. I've been accused of being a witch before, which is amusing. I don't have any magical powers. Mm-hmm, sure. I simply have an unusual appearance. My, what a lovely shade of red. Oh, yeah. Changed colors. The rose. Something the matter? This rose. This rose was white until I took it in my hand. Is that so? I apologize. I must sound mad. I'm sure I was just mistaken. No, you were not. It was white. I couldn't possibly have changed. I wonder. Yes? Did the girl locked in the mansion become a princess? What? We should lock up and head to bed. Make sure all of the shutters are closed nice and tight, and then draw the bar on the front door. You are so spooky and mysterious. More mystery keeps piling up. I still don't know where we are going with this. Like, obviously, we're heading to some sort of future where the white-haired girl will do something or or something happens to the Rhodes family, but I don't know. And it's not gonna be anything good, I assume. Slowly but surely, time trekked onward, everyone working toward their own individual goals. Each early summer breeze that blew through the garden was like God's hallowed breath, carrying the flowers' fragrance in through Rose Manor's windows. If only time could be stopped, and this beautiful era made to live on through eternity. As usual, Mel's eyes chased after the white-haired girl, and Nellie pursued her lips in frustration at him. Poor Nellie. But she was still rather docile. Still. Even taking into account how self-centered she behaved, how fickle her temper, Nellie's fits were still no worse than a playful kitten. See, at that very moment, our lively little feline had her claws poised to swat at the flaxen-haired young man. Mel, you promised me, or have you forgotten? I haven't forgotten. I'm just asking if we can go another day. Another day? This isn't something that happens every day. I've been looking forward to tonight's performance for so long. There's nothing I can do about that. We're having a gathering at the priest's home tonight. Several high-ranking officials have come up from the mainland just for this. Who cares? That's right. Listen to your little sister. You should dote on her and do as she wants. I care. No, you don't. You want to go out, like, to foreign countries. You want to leave this place or go somewhere else. You didn't want anything to do with priesthood. You know, Nellie, it doesn't have to be me who goes with you. Yes, it does. No, I want to go with you, Mel. You've been so distant lately, dearest Mel. You refuse to do anything with me. That's not true. Tell me, if you can't go today, when can you? When will you be willing to go out with me? When will you be willing to play cards with me? Have tea together? I can't make any promises. My God, just one time. I have things to do, obligations. And Nellie, you're almost an adult yourself. Stop acting like such a child. No, it's not just a child thing. Like, I mean, I did say earlier that adults don't spend as much time together, but like they still hang out from time to time. So like, it's not just a child thing to do. I'm not an adult yet. I'm still a kid. If it means I don't get to play with you anymore, dearest Mel, then I don't want to be an adult. Nellie, you can't. Hello there. Lady Nellie, the master wishes to speak with you. Huh? Father does? What could he want? Go on, Nellie. You can't make Father wait. He's very particular about people keeping their appointments. Yes, he is. Unlike you, dearest Mel. Damn, Mel saved by the maid. What's got her in such a foul mood? You know, she just wants to spend time with you. Also, she might be a little bit irritated about you being obsessed with the white-haired girl. But you know. Oh, thank goodness for small miracles. Nellie just won't seem to take me at my word lately. You mustn't be so harsh on her. She is your one and only darling little sister. You're right, but still, she's taken it a bit too far of late, has she? Oh, I am not so sure. She does not seem to be behaving any differently to me, yeah? Just the same old Nellie. Am I the one acting differently then? Yes, you're growing more and more distant. I mean, you have the right to just live your own life and not interact with your sister, but like you should still pay attention to her at least like some intervals. Like it's just good manners. Don't ignore her completely, even if you want to grow and be a different person. Or, yeah. Well, enough about that. Can I ask you a favor? Me? What can I do for you? I was thinking. Physically, Mel was undeniably a young man, but the smirk that crossed his lips as he schemed gave his face the sweet look of a little boy. Or perhaps that was simply part of his charm, and it was not the age disparity, but his character that made his smile so heartwarming. What did he ask of me? You shall find out soon enough, okay, you little troll. Oh, out of the town? It's cloudy. And thank goodness for that too. Though it would be even better if it were even darker out. I believe the textile shop was around here. Ah, hi there. Lord Mel, fancy meeting you here? Yeah, what a surprise. Yes, sure. What a surprise indeed. Totally not planned. So, what do you say we take this chance and go for a little walk? Since you're sensitive to the sunlight, we can keep our eyes out for shadowy areas as we go. And if you feel unwell, just let me know. Uh, I was sent out to run an errand. Don't worry about that. Come on, follow me. We out on a date. I'm sorry. It actually wasn't an accident that we crossed paths. Okay, I like the honestness. Although I'm not sure how she'll respond. I planned this out ahead of time and asked to have you sent out on a fake errand. It feels like I'm always on alert back at the mansion. I see. Haha, can't relax in my own house. It's actually kind of funny. Sorry, that was inappropriate of me. I just thought, since the sun's mostly blocked out, it would be alright if... I'm feeling just fine. Ah. Of course, I get her out of the house and I can't even think of anything to say. Yeah? You are a little bit awkward in that sense. Hey, yes? Have you settled into life at the mansion? I have. Everyone has been such a big help. That's good to hear. Indeed. Yep. Both of them are like so bad at conversing. So, yes? Nellie told me she had you help redecorate her room sometime back. Ah, yes, that was shortly after I arrived. What of it? Yeah, that day Nellie told me, oh, we're gonna bring up the, romantic convo. That you don't, I don't? Never mind, sorry, it's not important. Yeah, it would, be a bit weird for you to just suddenly bring that topic up. He's important, but I can't just ask how she feels about me. Yeah, it's very unnatural to do out of the blue. That would make it sound like I... It sound like I do, don't I? Lord Mel? Oh, sorry. That's something on my mind. It looks like it might rain again today. The weather usually gets better as summer approaches. Not worse, like it has been. Okay. Storm is approaching. Dark days ahead, maybe? It won't be a heavy storm, though. Let's hope. Let's hope so, I guess. I guess it all depends on her. No. The wind is too gentle. You can tell from that. Vaguely, but yes. Huh, that's impressive. Yeah, I can't tell the upcoming weather just by how the wind goes. I often leave the house unprepared, only to find myself sloshing back in the rain. You laugh a lot more than you used to. Do I? Yeah, and I like that. You look better with a smile on your face. Smile suits Lady Nellie much more than I. What? Her smile and your smile are completely different. Also, smile suits you as well, Lord Mel. Okay. Do you really think so? What am I supposed to do in the face of a smile like that? So, yes? Knowing her, if I ask if I'm imposing, she'll say no without hesitation, yeah? Trying to cover myself isn't going to get me anywhere. Oh, you're going on the offensive with the conversation, I guess? Hold on a second. I never did get you those flowers like I promised. Okay. There was a single white rose blooming in the garden. I was planning to give it to you, but it disappeared before I had the chance. Yeah, about that. So very mysterious. No idea where it went. So, I'd like you to have this. It's not a real rose, but it won't wilt either. Mel was holding an ornamental white rose. I don't know why I struggled with that word. It's not even that hard to say. Ornamental. It was an impressively detailed replica of the real thing, crafted by an incredibly skilled artisan's hand. It was, I imagine, made by the same craftsman from whom Mel had ordered Nellie's birthday necklace. Oh, Nellie is gonna see that as a declaration of war. If she finds out. When she finds out. The young man who bought a handful of days earlier had said he had no sweetheart, had come in to commission a present for a girl. The master of the shop must have been quite surprised. Or perhaps it had given him a good laugh instead. Yeah? It was for this moment that he so desperately sought for time together with the white-haired girl. I don't know what you like, so I had to base it on my sister's tastes. I wonder if Mel even knows her name. Because we don't, but, you know, we don't get to be privy to everything that happens. My apologies. I cannot accept this. Is the design not to your liking? She feels she's not worthy of receiving presents. No, I just... If you're concerned about how much I paid for it, don't be. I just want you to have it, that's all. Oh, sorry, I need to... do one thing quickly. I'll call you back later. Yeah, there we go. Please. Why are you so kind to me? Oh, sorry. Why? Because... I'm sorry, I can't accept it. A clear glint of flustered panic was visible in her red eyes. There is not a girl in the world whose heart would not flutter at the sight of the sparkling rose accessory. Uh, sure, whatever you say. Maybe back then it was seen as a very, uh, like, universal thing. I think nowadays there are many who don't care, like, about accessories. But her reaction was far from the delight. As a matter of fact, there were traces of fear and apprehension in her countenance. I beg your pardon. Hold on. With a look of distress on her face, the white-haired girl made to run off, but Mel grabbed her by the arm in the nick of time. Okay. Confrontation happening. At least tell me why. Is it because you dislike me? No. I never said. Something's wrong with me. From the day you arrived at the mansion, it's like I haven't been myself. I've been strangely a flutter ever since then. Whether I try to study or whether I try to read, none of it sticks. I'm just looking at pages of text, tracing rows of letters, only for them to disappear as soon as I look away. Okay, we going for the confession. It's all because of you. I truly am sorry. Please, don't be any more generous than you already have. When I'm with you, my willpower wavers. What do you mean by that? I'm so sorry. Ah, wait. Yeah. That was, I mean, it wasn't, like, fully denying, although it may have looked like that. It could be that she actually does have feelings, but she just, has something else going on right now. Although most likely it's her denying him. But you know, there's always the chance. Mel's grip loosened for a moment, allowing her to slip free and dart off like a gust of wind, not giving him a chance to stop her a second time. I feel like from this moment onwards, she begins to avoid her whenever she sees him in the mansion. The dumbfounded flaxen-haired boy stood frozen in place, left all by himself. The breeze, which the white-haired girl called gentle earlier, felt faintly chilly, almost as if mocking him. Yeah, he's gonna be pretty down for quite a while. Or maybe he'll try to bounce back and try to talk to her many more times after he gets back to the mansion. I don't know, we'll see. It looks like she's even less fond of me than I thought. God, I'm crying. Yeah, that's it's very crushing with your first love when they don't respond to your feelings. But I mean, we'll see. I'm pathetic. Yeah, it can easily feel like the end of the world. Love do be like that. I hear footsteps. The maid? Maybe? Priest? Well, if it isn't Mel, Priest Clutch maybe here? Maybe? What might you be? And he understands immediately. Are you crying? Haha. I'm so pitiful. Sorry you had to see me like this. Think nothing of it. I passed by a girl just a few moments ago. She appeared to be rather distressed as well. Something happened between the two of you? I wasn't good enough, it seems. Not good enough. That was new maid I was telling you about before. I was Like you said, father, I was keen on her. Quite. Enough to bring me to tears like a miserable child. Okay. But she rejected me. I don't even have what it takes to be a stand-in prince. Mel. I apologize for complaining to you about this. I'm completely hopeless. Mel. Please, don't try to cheer me up. I don't need any sympathy. I just... No, Mel, listen to me, okay? Wrist clutch, actually. What? I've seen that girl before. Ooh. What do you mean? But, you said she was a servant at your house, right? In which case? Yes, she is. Please tell me, father, where did you see her? Why must you be so evasive? It was probably someone else. Yeah? Someone else? We're talking about that topic the black-haired maid brought up in the night about some incident, some thievery perhaps. You're saying you mistook someone who stands out as much as her. Father, she and a man whom I assume is her father paid a visit to the church once. Okay, so the guy in the main menu is probably her father then. They came asking for food, their clothes in tatters. The two were emaciated. I don't think they were eating daily. What? Wait a minute, are you saying she's a beggar? Ah, I wonder if she's actually just really concerned about him learning her true, social status, or if she, in that situation just earlier, was actually more concerned about something else, or just didn't want to reciprocate his feelings. But father said she came from an esteemed house, which is why I said I might be mistaken, Mel. She has a singular aspect, but it is possible there is another girl who looks similar. Deep down, though, the priest surely believed the opposite, yeah. And so he said sternly, like teacher to a pupil. But you must be absolutely certain, Mel. Understood? You cannot proceed any further without knowing her ancestry. My god, the old times and the importance of lineage and social status. May I visit the church, father? By all means. In the back of Mel's mind, a vision of the night of the storm, the night the white-haired girl arrived at the mansion, was surely replaying. She had been wearing little more than rags and covered in grime, hardly the appearance of a respectable young lady of class. Have I been putting her through unnecessary stress? I mean, that is one route, but since it is the first thing that you thought, it's probably not the case then. Although, I don't know, maybe. If she actually turns out to be nameless, to be rankless, no matter where she comes from, my heart is decided. Okay. We're doing a little bit of a tale of as old as time, going against the social norms. You have love between two who shouldn't be, at least from your perspective. I will not fool myself about how I feel any longer. No, I cannot fool myself. But how does she feel? What will everyone else think? I have to find out why she was welcomed into our house. I'll ask mother or father. No, if for some reason they don't know she isn't aristocratic, I'm better off not saying anything. So you're gonna go to the black-haired maid? But if they don't, then does that mean she's been lying to us? And to them? I have to find out. This time I must get answers. Okay. Hello, Nellie? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not what? You come back and the first thing you say is that? Oh, you went to Nellie instead. No, wait, no, okay. Father. I hate you, father. I will not stand for this. What the father doing? Ah, why? Why would he just suddenly throw that on me? He didn't even ask for my opinion. No, I won't do it. I'm fine the way things are. I'm just fine. Oh, sad Nelly. Was it maybe perhaps about getting married? Since Mel mentioned that you are almost an adult now. Dearest Mel, I need your help. I don't, I don't want to get married. Yeah. This may seem sudden, but I must confess that I made a grave mistake. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Did you not tell the history properly? Were we fooled? My transgression is that I was unable to completely predict where this path we were traveling led. Oh. My hands were full dealing with my immediate day-to-day tasks. Do not but pray there was happiness waiting in the future. Happiness for everyone who lived within Rose Manor. But I am but a mere maid. There are limits to what I am allowed to do. And furthermore, it was not my place to offer her my hand. Okay, we're going down a route. Roads, such as the one we were following, have a way of diverging with little warning. Oh no. And if you do not turn the wheel exactly right at those sudden forks, you may end up somewhere horribly off course. I was well aware of that fact, which is why I thought that what I did was for the best. Okay. It's happening again. I made sure the door was locked closed, but I can sense someone standing there. Someone watching me. Footsteps. They're looking down at me? What's up, white-haired girl? I want to open my eyes, but I can't do it. Versus, you're just going to leave without doing anything, aren't you? Then hurry up and get out of here. Free me from this torture. That was a weird sound. No, tonight they're on my bed now, looking down on me. It's that would be really scary. Just knowing that someone is like looking at you really close, often not doing anything, but then suddenly they do something different. That's like that's pure horror. Yeah. Let me take a sip to water my mouth. Some pineapple juice. Real nice. My neck. Oh, hey. Oh, I can't speak. I can't move. These cold fingers. That soft breath. What? Why? I can move my body. But that's not important right now. Hello? That's a CG. My god, either she has very tiny hands or he has a thick neck. It looks quite sad though. Or like, maybe not sad, but apathetic. What's up? The smell of roses. The scent of a world far removed from ours. Mel is like giga shocked right now. Flabbergasted. He made to gasp at the sight of before him, only to realize he could not. The pressure of her cold fingertips wrapped around his throat robbed him almost entirely of the ability to breathe. Okay? Sure. Whatever you say. Why? He silently mouthed the word. For that moment, at least, her melancholic ruby eyes were focused wholly on the flaxen-haired young man. Are we gonna do a little murder or a little sexual assault or just maybe drink a little blood or crave just warmth or where are we going with this? In them glowed a faint flicker of willpower and a continuously burning agitation that roused her to action. I told you to stop being so kind to me. Why? It it will all be over soon. Please don't make any noise. Why? To put an end to this family. You are my only. Why are you shaking? Not wanting to do whatever she's doing, trying to do. But what? Upon hearing Mel's words, the strength drained from her slender fingers. He had not been questioning why she would do such a thing. There was, of course, a trace of bewilderment was visible in his eyes. But he did not shout, nor did he tremble in fear. He instead expressed concern for the young woman who looked like a cornered rabbit. I am not shaking. You are. I can see it. As he slowly regained his breath, Mel's voice, too, grew clearer. Conversely, the red-eyed girl's grew progressively more faint and raspy. You're not doing this because you genuinely want to. There is some other reason. Yeah? Was she like sent as a assassin to destroy this family, but she doesn't want to? This is what I desire. Have you been to my room before? You have. I'm sorry. Well, I'll be damned. Tell me, why are you shaking? You're not putting any pressure on my neck. Why haven't you run? Because I cannot fathom why you would do this, so I'm not afraid. You hate me so deeply you want me dead, I know. You despise me to the point you would be willing to take my life with your own hands. No, it's the very opposite. It's she is hesitating because she has positive feelings towards you. I'm not sure if romantic, but you know. You've been kind to her. No, I don't. See? Like I said, there's another reason. If it isn't because you detest me, then tell me, why is it? Mel is being the most proactive he has ever been, like... Yeah, I am sorry. I will leave your room now. I will do my best not to bother you any further. So please forget anything ever happened. I don't think that's possible. I mean, he definitely would say that, okay, I can do that for you. because he likes you that much. But um, I think this will change your guys' relationship if you both survive this, whatever is happening. Do you think I'm just going to say okay and let you go? I honestly think that is an option when you're in love with a girl. Why can't you tell me the reason? I'm sorry. Alright, then I'll try and guess. What? It has something to do with your lineage. You're troubled by it somehow. Am I right? That's a good guess. Might be very accurate. Maybe a bullseye. I thought so. How do you know about that? The priest at the church told me he had seen you before. He also told me, a little bit about your origin. I feel like all the blood, if she has any inside her, is like escaping her face right now. But that's all I know. The only difference between us is social rank. I don't know what would cause you to do this. Please, tell me who you really are. Tell me why you came to the mansion, and why father allowed you to be a maid. Yeah, answers, please. I haven't said anything to mother or father. If you're hiding the truth from them, they still don't know. But I want to. I won't get mad at you, or have you punished. I'll even swear to God, if you'd like. I want to be the prince who whisks you away. Okay, there we go. I want to be like the prince who rescued the girl from the dark mansion and showed her the real world. I know I'm not that dependable, but I want to help you. Again, going back to the story, where I assume that we saw the real ending and the girl who was rescued died. I wonder if, I also wondered if it was actually about her, and it could be. She has pale skin, maybe she died already and has come back to life. Why do you show me such compassion? Why do you treat me like this? I have my hand around your neck. Why? I thought it would be Why? I thought it would be obvious. Or have I not expressed myself well enough? Here we go. I love you. Every time I push away, it crushes me. I didn't even know my heart could feel such distress. If you dislike me and don't want to be with me, then, well, I'll just have to live with that. As much as it may hurt. But if you have some other reason, some weight on your shoulders that you can't share with me, with anyone else, tell me. I want to help you. There are other options. Things we can do about your... No, that's not it. Then what is it? Huh? I've tried to hate you so many times. So yes, there's more to it than just social status. But I can't do it. I couldn't make myself do it. What do you mean? I had so many chances, but I couldn't do anything. She spoke in a stifled voice, as if every word had to fight to escape her lips. She appeared so fragile, so precarious, looking down on him that it seemed as though if a gust of wind were to whisk through the room, it would blow her away completely. Her pale fingers were trembling, like she had tried to squeeze them again and failed. However, her hand did not pull away from his still slender neck. Her hand is so cold. He did not challenge her, but simply kept his eyes fixed on hers. as if carefully watching to see what she would do next. I'll say it as many times as I must. I love you, and I wouldn't be able to accept losing you without knowing anything. So please, tell me the reason. I'll see to it that you're taken care of. Those are the words of a man of means, Lord Mel, of someone blessed enough to have pity for others. But you're a foolish young man. You know nothing. But the greatest fool of all is myself. Yeah? If you agree to punish me, I will talk. Okay. Will he though? Tell me. Her long white hair and his soft and flaxen hair touched. For just the briefest of moments, it appeared in the darkness as though they had fused together. The white-haired girl, having finally gathered courage, began to slowly tell her tale. There's also this CG here, kind of, that reminds me of the one really famous religious image of fingers touching. I don't remember its name, but you know, a person up here and a person down here, and they're trying to communicate. Okay, let's learn about her. On the night of the storm, I paid a visit to Rose Manor, this mansion. My father and I were always on the move, traveling across the land by foot, so it was only recently that we heard rumors of Rose Manor. There are several reasons we couldn't stay in one place. First is my unusual appearance. People often find the color of my skin or eyes disconcerting. So after living in one place for long enough, unsettling rumors would begin to spread, forcing us to leave. Another reason was my father's line of work. Yeah? I didn't expect that. He painted pictures for a living. But he had trouble finding a patron, so he had to work day to day. When he was no longer able to find work in the city, we would move. We were birds that migrated without a flock. When we arrived at this town, my father was exhausted and weak. That is when we learned of Rose Manor and the family who dwelt within it. Rhodes is a name my father could never forget. He was, long ago, a painter in service of the Rhodes family. Oh. Hold on. Yeah, is this like a father-daughter revenge plot on the Rhodes family? Your father was an artist here? Yes. It was before I was born, so you probably don't remember, Lord Mel. So, you knew about us before you came here? For as long as I can remember, I've known the name Rhodes. My father was chased from your house. Eyes closing. Just because they didn't like something he painted. Having failed the Rhodes family, no one else would become his patron. Just as a good reputation spreads, so too does a bad one. Branded once as a failure, no one will take you in ever again. I mean, she said it was before their time, so it probably wasn't his father who painted the picture of Mel and Nellie, but that's something that came to my mind. You nobles throw your parties and spread your gossip about this painter or that sculptor. The rose you tried to give me is an example of that. It was certainly crafted with skill, but the jeweler is only known because some aristocrats spoke highly of him. My father's paintings were no less skillful. His was a talent that could not be easily imitated. Yeah, I can definitely see partly why the way she acts the way. But no one was willing to separate the art from the artist. The Rhodes family stole everything from my father, but even thrown out onto the streets, his only skill was painting. That was all he could do to earn a living. What little money we had for food, he gave to me. He did anything he could to ensure my survival, even at the expense of his own well-being. My father passed away in this town. Ah, up until his last breath, he was only ever concerned about me. He held me in his arms and ran his fingers through my hair, an apologetic look on his face. If I had a normal appearance, I'm sure life would have been much easier. He was always telling me how sorry he was for making life so hard, even though it's not his fault I look like this. Yeah, Mel is speechless. I would be too. The girl you love has had a horrible life, horrible experiences because of your family. One simple word from your family. I disdained the Rhodes family for for putting my father through such hardship. I imagined you were still living in decadence, acting as though nothing had ever happened. No, you wouldn't even care about the fate of one simple painter. Our lives meant nothing to you, and so I sought to bring misfortune upon you. Hmm. And that's why you tried to kill me. In truth, I had wanted to take the master's life, but your father spent so much time outside the mansion. And so, you're right. If they lost me, it would put my family in a very difficult position. That is the whole of my tale. Yeah, that explains a whole bunch. A whole bunch. What you gonna do, Mel? You know about you now know about my father and how I feel about you. Having having told of you having told you of the blackness in my heart, I cannot go on living like nothing has changed. Yeah? A decision needs to be made. We need to go to a direction from now on. Please give me punishment. Why? Why would you have me put the one I love through any more misery? I am not fit for your affection. Not only because I am not aristocratic, but because every time I spoke with you, I did so holding this darkness in my heart. Does that not unnerve you? No, he doesn't care. When you're in love, it's so over. I kind of wanted to make a joke about him being like, I can fix her, but like, you know, it's not the mood for that. In the end, it was my family's actions that caused you so much suffering. Would that your would that your father were still alive, perhaps I could have done something. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't think Mel has done any wrong in this situation. It's his parents' fault for having so much power and being so careless with it. And besides, you hesitated. You didn't actually kill me. What am I even to punish you for? As you said, you had countless opportunities. You could not bring yourself to do it. Tell me, why couldn't you kill me? She said she couldn't come to hate you. Because if it's because I've given you enough reason to have even the slightest bit of interest in me, Nothing was as I envisioned it. Yeah? He was not a spoiled brat who was mistreating the servants or was uncaring about them. He very much gave you all the attention, completely opposite of your imagination. What? I assumed the residents of Rose Manor would be cold, people who believed that wealth and rank mattered above all. But on the night of the storm, the mistress was the first one to extend her hand to me. Okay, Mother Clutch. I arrived at the mansion disguised as a beggar. Actually, disguised is not the right word, as many nights I only survived on the generosity of others. The mistress did not send me away when she saw me. Also, her actually being a beggar now, like, makes sense why we were earlier in the story focusing on the beggar outside the church. Yep. Clever writing. The mistress did not send me away when she saw me. Quite the opposite. She took me in as a servant. So that was Mother's doing. I could scarcely believe she would invite a stranger into her home, that she would treat a stranger with such compassion. I thought perhaps she knew of who my father was. But I had never met any of you before, so she must simply be that kind-hearted a woman. And the mistress continued to treat me with kindness, despite my disquieting appearance and the darkness in my heart. Okay, big plus points to Rhodes' mom. Nice. Climbing the ranks without ever being a character design, without ever having a character design. In time, I began to grow less and less sure of myself. Was what I meant to do truly right? Were the things I felt truly justified? I mean, murder is never the right answer, but yeah, it can be hard to realize when you had such a shitty life. But it was a certain fact that my father was here and that he had been chased out. So, father bad guy? So I decided I should take your life to put an end to everything before I wavered any further. And then, and then, and then, you were too kind to me. It's all your fault. Because you laugh with such affection, because you give me smiles like that, because you say the things you say. I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. I'm so happy to hear that. Despite the unusual circumstances here, that's a way to put it. Please, don't say you want to leave. Don't ask me to punish you. I couldn't do anything for your father, but at least allow me to do something for the daughter he cared for so dearly. That's a good line. I think that might get through to her. Far too kind-hearted. I'll be happier with you around. But you can become a real aristocrat. I don't know if she... I mean, maybe because she's always been on the receiving end of the shit, but like, I don't think she has the best image of aristocrats as a whole. I mean, your mother and you specifically are good cookies in her book. Huh? There are families that would be willing to adopt you. Ah, I see. Especially knowing it would bring them ties to the Rhodes family in the near future. Smart? Are you saying, as long as you're okay with that, of course. I don't understand. How could you possibly say that? I have my hand around your neck, even as we speak. Yeah, love, man. Love. It seems reasonable enough to me. I'm desperately looking for some way to not have to lose you. But I couldn't. I don't know any etiquette or social customs. How could I? You can learn all of that. You're pretty and naturally graceful. You'll do just fine. Uh, um... You're such an aristocrat, Lord Mill. What? The way you can come up with compliments so easily. Only for you. Nellie says my poetry has as much charm as a dissertation. Oh. I don't understand theater. It puts me to sleep. You laughed. Thank goodness. Ah. Keep smiling. You don't have to stop. A smile on your face is a smile on mine. Good line. No matter how deep the darkness has taken root in your heart, it can always be removed. With time and effort, not instantly. I believe people are capable of forging their own futures. Yeah, if people truly want it, people can change. We do have our personalities and our past does influence us, but we can change for the better or for worse too, I guess. But let's not go to that direction, I guess. What do you say we go to the theater sometime? I promise I won't sleep through it. At the private theater, we can get seats at the far end of the second floor, so we don't have to stand. They would be pretty lavish seats, and it would give you a chance to experience the noble life. But please, don't be shy. I can have clothes prepared for you. I'll ask one of the maids who can keep the secret. Say, the one with black hair. Yeah? She kinda scares me, though. Yeah, same here. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I hope yes. I mean, let's figure things out, slowly but surely. How could you show such compassion for me? I tried to inflict harm upon you. Am I allowed to feel such joy? For every day you suffered, a day of happiness. That's how it has to be. Good line. So stand by my side. He softly whispered the girl's name. For several long moments, her lips trembled in trepidation. But in time, she squeezed them together and made a smile. Ah. He wrapped his arms around her unbelievably slender, frail frame, holding her tight in an affectionate embrace. Happy ending. We like that. That was a very nice, emotional scene. Yeah, it made me feel feelings. Well done. Mel approached me the next day. He explained to me the course of events, and then asked me to dress her up more beautifully than any other noble girl had ever been. I just hope that whatever is going on with Nellie doesn't destroy this brief moment of happiness. She was already a very pretty girl, so even without much effort on my part, simply putting her in a dress, she radiated beauty. I was quite partial to her smile, so I agreed to help, thinking that if it would lead to their happiness, I could not ask for anything more. I never anticipated what would happen next, though. I hope that's I hope this means quick marriage and not the 180 direction of Nellie going absolutely wild and killing everyone out of jealousy or something. Yeah. Perhaps my hopes were unreasonable after all. Oh no. It is a tragedy after all, isn't it? What is going to happen? Where are we going to end up? Oh boy. Nellie POV. What's going on, Nellie? Oh, Arthur. We don't like Arthur around here. Now, Nellie. You love the theater, so don't look so cross. Nellie was out with a man other than her brother that evening. A rare sight indeed. Oh no, they're at a theater. What if Mel and the white-haired girl are here too? At this same night. Oh no. Oh no. And she was quite clearly in a foul mood. I will not stand for this. That I should have to marry a man as disagreeable as Arthur. It's unthinkable. The young man at her side was Nellie's fiancé, selected by her parents. Big L. We could kill Arthur. That's always an option. I don't mind. You know? On any other occasion, she would have snubbed an invitation from any man who was not Mel. But she had little say in this matter. She was, for lack of a better word, forced to go out with him. And oh, how furiously she had fought against it. She had shoved aside the Abigail trying to fasten her corset, locked herself in her room, and sobbed for quite some time. Oh, poor Nellie. This music, though. Singing is going wild. It required the combined efforts of several of us to get her ready and out the door for her date. Come now, you should at least pretend you're enjoying yourself. Fuck you, Arthur. Or do you not want people to think we don't get along? Yes. Do we get along? Well, I want you for what it's worth. What it's worth to you is my name, not me. Are you really going to be like that? I went out of my way to take you to your favorite play. The least you could do is be a little kinder to me. I mean, yeah, that is true, like she could. But like, I'm sorry, Arthur. In this household, we hate you because Nellie hates you. It's unreasonable, but that's just how it is. Accept it, move on, be done with your life. Do a little gamer move called Low Tier God thingy. What was it called again? Romeo and Juliet. It has been running for 6 or 7 years now. Mel and white-haired girl, let's not end up like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's not. A family like yours or mine could pay to have a brand new script written. So why should we have to see an old play at a theater full of commoners? Okay. That's a -1. I mean, that's just how most aristocrats would probably think, but that's still a -1. It may be private, but even so, I would rather just have a show put on at my estate. Stop talking already, stop yapping. We don't care. Why should I have to marry someone like you? I have absolutely no desire to marry you. Whatever it takes, I will put a stop to this. I will I'll talk to father as many times as I must. Yeah? Yeah? Please, don't make such a scene. It's shameful. There are people around. Remember, you represent your family. Besides, our families are hardly strangers to one another. Try as you might, I doubt you can get rid of me. No matter what you say, you can't break this engagement. You don't... Your parents gave you too much freedom. And look at what a spoiled little girl became because of it. I mean, he has a point, but also rude. Though I guess Nellie is very rude to him as well, but still, fuck you. I'm sorry for actually being so hard on Arthur, but I don't know. I'm kind of just memeing and going along with it because Nellie hates him, but like still, because of it. Goodness, you are going to be quite the handful. Oh, get off your high horse. No, you're the one on a high horse. You're both on high horses. You're going to be my wife. You could at least put some effort into liking me. What happens when I take you to a social engagement and you act like this? It's shameful to the both of us. It is coming from someone who used to call me Lady Nellie. What's your problem? When you choose to act like a lady, I'll gladly call you that again. Goodness gracious. Put yourselves in my shoes for a second. Yeah, that is true. He has a difficult position. I have to marry a bratty little girl because it will help my family. How dare you talk about me that way? You're not a damned princess. Open your eyes. If you think talking to your father will get you out of this marriage, you're welcome to try. I doubt he'll have it though. Otherwise, you can just go complain about it to your friends. Oh, that's right. As far as I'm aware, you don't have any friends. Enough. As you wish. This is so frustrating. Why should I have to listen to this jerk mock me? I have Mel. I know if father won't listen to me, I'll ask Mel to talk to him. Mel will be able to convince him. Come on now, your favorite play is about to start. Maybe you should face forward. Enjoy it while it lasts. You won't be talking down to me much longer. Yeah? Going on the aggressive? What? Oh no. They're actually here. She actually saw them, right? Oh no. Arthur is question marking? Question mark ping? What are you doing? You're throwing? Is that... Oh no. Oh boy, here we go. Wait, Nellie! Get back here! What is that damned child's problem? Didn't give her permission to leave. Father will be sure to hear about this. Fuck you. I cannot have the roads making any more of a fool of me. Oh boy. You're fine. Don't be shy. Yeah? Dress? Proper dress? Aristocrats sure love their frilly stuff around all kinds of parts. But so many people are looking at me. Music once again. I like this track. Haha, that's because you're gorgeous. No, it's because I look strange. It's both. You're captivating. I assure you, that's not the case. It is true that you have an unusual appearance, but right now, the unique color of your hair, your skin, and your eyes all serve to accentuate your beauty. Yeah, I would agree. You sound like a prince, Lord Mel. What? You think so? I mean, I did say I'd be a stand-in prince for you, but I think you're a wonderful prince, not just a stand-in. Oh, we have a little romance going on here. She's finally warming up to him. Which makes you my princess, then. I don't. You're supposed to say, yes, I am, there. You're going to make me sad. I... I guess I'll have to keep working at it until you submit. Okay, that's a bit of a creepy line, but, you know. We let it slide, we let it slide. Oh, hey, the play's about to start. What am I supposed to be doing? Nothing in particular. Just sit back and enjoy the show. Oh, but there's one thing. Yes? If I start dozing off, you maybe wake me up? It is ironic that he would start to doze off at her sister's favorite play. Oh no, here she comes. Footsteps. What? Dearest Mel. Bye-bye. Nellie? Dearest Mel, what are you doing here? I asked her to join me. It's nothing to get worked up over. It absolutely is. How many times did I ask you to come with me and you wouldn't? You don't even like theater, dearest Mel, and you brought her? Boy, big drama incoming. Oh no, oh no. You're right, I'm not especially fond of plays, but I wanted her to be able to see one. Why are you making such a big deal out of this, Nellie? I mean, she just told you because she asked you so many times. You've been so distant. Also, she's very much right now in the headspace of you said that you had no romantic interest in him, so what the fuck is going on? Kind of a mood. She's not suitable for you. What? She isn't good enough for you. Why would you choose her? She's creepy, and you have no idea where she came from. Don't talk about her like that, Nellie. But you don't even know who her family is. Yeah, Nellie is being a more typical noble woman, much more, well, I mean, she is still herself being feisty and, straightforward and frank, but, she has, much more of a typical aristocratic way of thinking about, lineages and, social standings. But I don't know, we forgive her. She's still our girl. I do. What? Lord Mel? It's fine. You just stay quiet. Okay, let's see where this goes. Like the other maid, she comes from a respectable house. I looked into it. However, circumstances prevent me from telling you what house that is. We're just straight up lying. No, you're lying. That can't be. She doesn't act like a lady. She lacks etiquette, and she probably can't even dance. You expect me to believe someone like her is from a good house? Enough already, Nellie. Aww. Mel yelled at me. Yeah, that's the loudest he's ever been. You have my word. You don't have to worry about her. So please, stay out of this, Nellie. It isn't any of your business if I spend time with her, is it? I mean, you are your own person and she doesn't have any, like, it's not her place to interfere, but like, you could still pay attention to her and, consider her position. But, dearest Mel. Yeah, this is a really tough position for her. She kind of just has to stay quiet. Unless she just suddenly flips and goes on the aggressive and, I don't know. We'll see. You need to stop hanging all over me, Nellie, and find someone for... Wait, what are you doing at the... What are you doing at the theater? Are you here alone? Ah, oh yes, dearest Mel, about that. I have a favor to ask of you. I've been waiting to talk to you about this since yesterday, but I haven't seen you at all. Settle down, Nellie. What is it? Father had me engaged without consulting me, and he picked Arthur, that disagreeable little... Oh, right, that I already know. Oh, come on, that's, Oof. Ooh. And you didn't help. You thought Arthur was the correct choice. You could have protested. That's not gonna go well over in Nellie's eyes. What? I heard from Father. That reminds me, you didn't show up at breakfast this morning. I see now. It was because of your engagement. Dearest Mel. Is that who you're here with today? In that case, you should get back to him, rather than waste any more time with us. Oh boy. You knew I didn't want to get married, Mel. So why? Why didn't you talk Father out of it? Because it's your time. No. Minus. If there's someone else you'd rather be with, then, well, you can try persuading Father, but you're the only prince for me, dearest Mel. And the prince always grants his princess's wishes, doesn't he? Aww. She's crying. I just want you to say you'll do that for me, dearest Mel. Lady Nellie, you stay out of this. It's all your fault. It's... circumstances. It's fate. Well, not fate. It's life has a weird way of just going to direction at unfortunate. It's all because you showed up and played your little tricks on him. I warned you about this rat, dearest Mel. She is not suitable for... Okay, that's going quite far. I'll forgive her. I'll forgive her. I really like her design. I don't want to hate her. I told you I had enough already. Okay, we are slapping our little sister. Okay. How much longer are you going to continue acting like a child? I can deal with you being a spoiled little girl, but how dare you be so derisive to someone else? Mel hit me. Lord Mel. Go on, the show is about to start. People are giving us dirty looks. Return to your betrothed now. I will apologize to him afterwards as well. You said you would always be by my side. That you would always be my prince. The time for make-believe is past, Nellie. No, I refuse to believe it. I will not have it. Nellie? My goodness, that girl. Are you not going after her, Lord Mel? Yeah, the mood is kind of ruined, so it would be a wise choice. Go and try to fix things, but maybe it's better to let things cool down and talk later. I don't know. It will be a wrong choice of dialogue if you now say that no, she needs to do that, and I'd rather spend time with you. No, just let her go. The only place she even has to go is home. I just wish she'd start acting a little more like an adult. I imagine Lady Nellie simply... She what? White-headed girl clutch, maybe? Maybe? No, it just wasn't my intention to get between you. Oh, you could have continued your thought there. Don't blame yourself. It's not your fault we had an argument. But you two are so close. They were close. Mel has been very distant lately. Well, yeah, we're siblings, so we're close, but nothing more. ... I do care about Nellie, and I enjoy spending time with her. Do you though? It seems all your recent thinking has been only about her, which, I mean, I can't fault you for being in love, but you know, you have to recognize that you have certainly neglected Nellie. But she's my sister, nothing more. Anyway, sorry for making such a scene. No, I imagine she left her betrothed behind without saying anything, so I'm going to apologize to him. Yeah? We have to keep up appearances. Stay here, I'll be right back. Very well. Master, what are your thoughts on the tale so far? Yeah, it's very dramatic. It has had a nice twist, and like twist untwist. Like she tried to kill him, but then backed out of it, and now they're trying to get together. But it, I do like the direction. I think I want this tale to end in a tragedy. I don't know how, but I think it would make for a good ending, even if it sucks for the characters involved. But you know, which of the siblings do you think was in the right, Master? The brother or the sister? What? Neither of them were completely in the right or wrong. As if which one was more so? Well, Nellie certainly was being a brat, and Mel is correct in that she needs to eventually grow up, but Nellie also had just like very unfortunate circumstances of not being able to do much about the situation that just kept on going forward, with her dad deciding her fiance and about the whole Mel white-haired girl situation. So in that sense, it was out of her control, and Mel was definitely ignoring her sister, and Mel could have done more, but also he had very much his thoughts preoccupied by other things he needed to worry about, and maybe her own sister was not like he thought it. Tending to her was his own sister was not the most important thing on the list, or maybe not even the top 5. So like, yeah, I don't know. Neither of them was really. Yeah, neither of them was in the right or wrong. It's just circumstances. If anyone was in the wrong, it's the father trying to force Nellie to marry political marriage. I don't know. The only one in this story so far who seems to have gotten only W's is like the mother. She's just, yeah. And then of course very neutral but also interesting being the maid, the storyteller here. Yeah. Oh my, I apologize for the abrupt question. No, it's fine. It's good. I mostly had gone on for just reading the story and going through with it without giving my thoughts too much. So, you know, it's good. It's all good. Did I startle you? Nope. What do I think? Yeah, what do you think? That's a great question. You did earlier say that you're fine with the story going in any direction, even if the white-haired girl wanted to kill Mel, you know? So what do you think? Yes, I believe Mel was probably right. Uh, in the sense that Nellie needs to grow up, yeah, and he was correct definitely in how he ended up treating the white-haired girl and like comforting her and listening to her story and being a good support for her. Yeah, sure. He was also surely happier than her. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's had lots of things to worry about, but he definitely has been happy now that he is kind of living the life. Meanwhile, she's going down the path of unhappiness. As Mel had anticipated, Nellie fled from the theater, leaving her fiancé behind. She forced her way into a carriage stopped outside. Probably one called for a different nobleman and ordered it to take her home. Based. Fuck the other random noble. Mel's assumption was correct. The only place she had to return to was the mansion. But I really hope she doesn't do anything drastic. I hope this didn't scar her that much. I feel like it might have, and she's gonna do a gamer move here. Oh no. The sun was beginning to set, and as a young lady, she could not simply go wandering through town alone. Nor did she have any acquaintances to take her in. Her world was, in essence, composed of two elements, her brother and the Rose Garden. They were the light of her life at Rose Manor. She lived a very isolated existence. Yeah? Oh no. It's gonna be a sad scene. Ah. Yeah, I can't do crying noises, but yeah. When she escaped back home, Nellie went straight to her room, locked the door, and began sobbing. The waves of her sorrow came crashing effortlessly over the leaves. Levees? Tears streamed through the cracked walls of the dams, plugging her tear ducts. Why? Why? Why won't you help me, Mel? Why won't you take my side? The decor in her room appeared blurry through her damp eyes. Memories of the day she had it redecorated played back in her mind with crystal clarity. She told me she had no feelings for you. That liar, that liar! She let her emotions run wild, breaking glass craftworks, silver plates designed by famous foreign artisans, flower vases, all sorts of things. It was as though a beast had been set loose in her bedchamber. Oof. The vase she tossed shattered against a painting hanging on the wall, spraying water, porcelain, and roses in every direction. It was the portrait she adored so dearly of her and her brother. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, and in what appeared to her like a metaphor for her life, the frame fell off its mounting and came crashing to the floor. Oh boy. Nellie darted over and scooped it up. The frame had broken, but the painting inside was unharmed. The two smiling children were still the very image of happiness, inseparable siblings gently holding on one another's hand. My prince is no more. Though in her present state of mind, that image of happiness brought her nothing but misery. And the worse she felt, the more frustrated she grew at the smiling girl and kind boy of her past. The princess is no more either. You're not a princess anymore, Nellie. Some other woman has taken your place. I trusted you, Mel. I believed you would always be there for me. This painting is nothing but a lie. That's not the real Mel. That's not the real me. It's all a big fat lie. A lie. I wish this painting never existed and we heard her ripping it. Oh no. That was never made. That I never had a brother. Oh no. Ah, there it goes. This painting. Ah. Ugh. In a fit of emotional distress, she scratched feverishly at the painting she once considered precious. She put more force into her fingers than she, or perhaps anyone, might have imagined she could. Flakes of paint began falling off the canvas, and in time she noticed something peculiar. Ah, what is this writing? Something's hidden beneath the paint? Just a little more. A date? Why would that be hidden? What could it be for? Completed May 1587. 1587? She read aloud the faded, scratched up handwriting. After staring blankly at the text for some time, the color in her face began to drain. What is this? How? Yeah, is this in the 1600s? How could this have been painted 16 years ago? I wasn't even born yet then, and Mel would have been just a baby. What is going on? Is this not me? Is this not Mel? Is time moving at abnormal rates? Oh no. Probably not, it's probably something else. There's still more writing. Urged on by her rapidly pounding heart, Nellie furiously scratched away at the painting. Even as her clean, pink fingernails were soiled with the fragments of paint and blood, she did not stop. She was so overwhelmed by the trepidation that she could not stop. She had a horrible premonition that something was about to happen, something indescribable, incomprehensible. This is how I envision your son and our unborn daughter might look like several years from now. Your son and our unborn daughter. So this was a painting of the future. Then it really is of me and Mel. Okay. Hesitant to believe, but okay. Dot. No, use your head, stupid. I'm only 14. 16 years ago, I would not have even been inside Mother. But then who is this? Uh-oh. Who is that holding Mel's hand? Who is that with my brother? More. More. There has to be... Ow! Found it. There's more writing. Did they have a miscarriage? And, it was supposed to be a daughter, but she died. And, you were either later adopted or you were just made later. I have to know what this is. Calm down, Nellie. It's nothing to get worked up over. I'm sure it's nothing. Calm down and read. There's nothing to worry about. I don't know. If our unborn child... This is what the writing on the painting said. If our unborn child does not have your hair color, you will probably not be able to take her in as your own. Wait, are we going in the direction I think we're going, that the white-haired girl is the actual sister of Mel? I will be punished, and my life made miserable. That would explain the mother being kind to her. And so I pray that this child might have flaxen hair. Though is it a sin to wish she has in her a trace of me? I do hope it is a girl. What am I reading? I don't get it. Someone tell me, what does this mean? A painting from 16 years ago. Hair color. Sin. I do hope it is a girl. Storm outside. This episode has gone on for so long, but I can't stop here. Yes. It's Nellie. Let me in. Lady Nellie? Oh, you changed out of your dress. That's a shame. It looked nice on you. It really did look so nice. Almost like you were a princess. Lady Nellie? Say, I've got a question for you. Do you mind? Nellie? Don't do anything stupid. By all means. What color hair did your father have? I beg your pardon? Did you not hear me? Should I repeat the question? No. I assumed it would be about Lord Mel. I am just so curious about where you got that white hair color from. My father was more tan than white, so I didn't inherit my paleness from anyone. I asked about your father's hair color. Why would you want to? There's no reason you can't tell me, is there? My father, had white hair, but that was simply because he was an older man. I do not think he was born with... Lady Nellie? Yeah, me exactly. Hey, guess what? I figured it out. I figured it all out. And it was so simple. There's only one difference between you and me. The thing that Mel fell for is... Oh no. Why do you have those? I hope it's scissors and her idea is to cut her hair and not stab her with them. No, stay back. my breath. Fuck you, Gabe. Ah, we have finally reached this point in the tale, Master. If your memory has been refreshed, then we can return to the mansion immediately. Very well, then. If you insist, Master, we shall proceed with the story. Can I stop here? Can I? I can't. Fuck you, game. It was a stormy night, much like the one the white-haired girl had first arrived on. It was quiet as a crypt in the mansion, not a single light visible in the halls. The house sat in wait for the sun to peek out over the horizon. The darkness is, generally speaking, something that rushes by like a gust of wind as we sleep. The flaxen-haired young man, too, lay in bed, pale blue moonlight sporadically streaming through the gaps in his drawn velvet curtains as he attempted to submit to slumber. He was having difficulty drifting off, but as time trickled onward, he drew closer and closer to the arms of Morpheus. Suddenly, he sensed a presence in the room, much like the one from those nights some weeks earlier. This time it's gonna be Nellie, and I hope she isn't on a murder spree. Is someone there? Answer. Slender, feminine finger pressed gently against his lips. There was no hostility in the motion, but rather a great deal of affection. Your silhouette faintly visible in the dark room was the same as that night. A flash of lightning shone through the drawn curtains, illuminating her beautiful white hair. Did you take her hair, Nellie? Several silky locks spilled over her shoulders and brushed against Mel's cheeks. Oh, I just got a flash in my mind that she cut her head off and is displaying it above you. A couple soft puffs of air trickled his face, as though she were silently laughing. He assumed her finger held against his lips was her way of telling him to stay quiet. She began to slowly, delicately trace the outline of his mouth, moving down his cheek and along his jawline as if over porcelain. I think if I'm not completely like in the wrong, and this is Nelly, this is probably a good time to mention that like yandere and incest are something that are like very intriguing to me in like anime. So big hype if that's where this is going, but I'll hold my breath for now. You're rather more forward than I remember. Well, I suppose you always were quite daring. This isn't the first time you've sneaked into my bedchamber. Dot dot dot. The boy said in an attempt to conceal his surprise. Do you remember the night she came to exact revenge on him for her father? Indeed, she had proven herself to be a rather bold girl once already. It's dark. I can't see you very well. Why don't I light a lamp, or perhaps we could open the... Before he could finish, the white-haired girl sealed his lips with her own. In the near total darkness of his bedchamber, the two shadows appeared as one. They remained that way for several minutes. Their kiss was innocent, no more than the pressing together of two pairs of lips. And at the same time, the white-haired girl lovingly ran her fingertips across his skin. When their lips separated, Mel gasped for air. It seemed he had been holding his breath. Slightly embarrassed at himself, he said, "Dearest Mel, those were yellow eyes, if I saw correctly." Oh, this is hauntingly, insanely nice. Cool. Ah, my mouth is wide open. Ah, oh. Nothing. He could not speak. Silhouette hanging above him was certainly the white-haired girl's. Or was it? Because his next words were, "Get off me!" He reflexively shoved the girl straddling him aside. She rolled off the bed, landing on the cold floor, but slowly. Oh, fuck the music. Slowly, gradually, she crawled her way back toward him. That wasn't very nice. Veiled in darkness, she slowly lifted her head, and then there was another flash of lightning. The heavy fabric of the curtains rustled. Bolts of light streamed between the gaps. I'm sorry, I need to check one thing so the music might go away. Yeah, okay. I was just checking if this was still recording because there was a weird thing with my mouse there. Hello. Oh, the music cue. So good. So good. The flaxen irises glimmered. Though in the bluish white light, they took on a twinge of almost golden glow. No need to be so rough. This isn't the first time she's visited your bedchamber, is it, Mel? Or did I not kiss you the same way? Ah, tell me, how does she run her fingers across your skin? What does she do when she nuzzles up to you? This is so haunting and awesome. Stop! Stop this madness, Nellie! Why? Why would you do this? Guess you like her white hair, don't you, Mel? You like her white hair, which is why you fell for her, isn't it? Oh, I'm trying to listen to the background lyrics. Oh. So, if I have white hair, then you'll fall for me, too. Then I can be your princess again, dearest Mel. What are you even talking about? He could not escape from her sister's piercing gaze. It is very, very piercing. Why? What happened? How could she? Questions crashed into the young man's mind like waves in a stormy sea. But none of them found answers. They simply caused him further perplexity. Your hair. What happened to your hair? How did you get it that color? Oh, this? Ooh, you like my wig? What if we soon get like some actual animation and blood starts dripping out and this is actually her like scalp with her hair? That would be horrifying. Do you like my wig? Oh. But as soon as the words left her mouth, Mel was in motion, propelled by pure instinct. Clenched Nellie's shoulders tight enough to dig his fingers into her flesh. You're hurting me, Mel. What did you do to her? Tell me, what did you do? I made her leave. It was a perfectly reasonable decision. She was obviously not nobility, and thus hardly fit to be a part of this household. But there's no need to worry, Mel. I'm here to take her place. You sound like a madwoman. It, it doesn't matter if she was of noble blood or not. She promised she would stay by my side. So why? How could you do that to her? I promised you that long before she ever did. And I love you far more than she did, Mel. Have you lost your mind? You're not making any sense. Where is she now? What is she doing? Always her with you. What more could you want from me? Tell me, what does she have that I don't? What do I have to do to get you to focus on me and only me? We're siblings. Don't you understand what you're doing? Oh, I understand it quite well. Far better than you do, dearest Mel. This is so fucked up, I love it. I even know that a former queen was executed for it. But if we don't get caught, there's no problem. Nellie, you... Ah, the music. Are you saying you've always felt this way about me? Oh my, you didn't notice, dearest Mel? Very early on I joked about incest, but oh my god, we're actually going there. You truly are a dense one. I guess romance just isn't your strong suit. But you've noticed now, haven't you? You know exactly how I feel about you, right? Quit it! Enough! Don't say anything else. Stop having these insane feelings for me. It's disgusting. What are you laughing about? Poor Mel, content in your complete ignorance. Alright, I'll tell you everything. Mel, you can only love blood-related women. Huh? His cackling sister appeared to him like some kind of inhuman life form. Her actions and incomprehensible exclamations slowly drained him of his strength. I love that. What kind of deranged nonsense is that? I love her. Clueless Mel. She's your sister, Mel. Very funny. How far out of your mind have you gone, Nellie? Poor Mel. Do you honestly know nothing? Say that her father was a painter? He painted pictures for a living. What of it? For a time, her father painted for her family. So it was his father who painted that picture, like I wondered earlier. Even if it was jokingly. You've seen the picture before, dearest Mel. The one hanging in my room of the two of us. That was painted by her father. He did a good job, didn't he? I kept asking and asking until you finally agreed to hold my hand. And how did you feel about that? You were rather embarrassed, weren't you? Do you remember that day, dearest Mel? You couldn't possibly remember it. But there's a chance you might remember this. Before we moved to this mansion, we had a painter with white hair. I don't remember any such thing. He was, long ago, a painter in service of the Rhodes family. But that painter did something very, very bad, and because of that, he couldn't remain a part of our household That makes sense. Uh huh. A little affair with the mother. Do you know what he did, Mel? He lay with mother. My father was chased from your house. The child had been born with flaxen hair, then the painter would not have been thrown out. The baby would have been accepted as part of the family. But that wasn't how it turned out. The child had white hair. She didn't look at all like she carried the Rhodes family blood. But see, mother had me. That I'm here is all the proof you need. The girl born 16 years ago didn't have flaxen hair. Up until his last breath, he was only ever concerned about me. He held me in his arms and ran his hand through my hair, an apologetic look on his face. You're talking total nonsense. What what proof do you have? If you want to see it, I'll gladly show you. The artist left a message in the painting in my room. Tell me, am I truly wrong? What did that girl tell you? You're lying. What part of it is a lie, Mel? Everything I'm telling you is the truth. Why didn't you go ask mother? Haha, I'm sure she would throw quite the fit. Mother wouldn't. The mistress did not send me away when she saw me. Mm-hmm. Yep. Quite the opposite. She took me in as a servant. It never made sense to me. Why would she hire a maid she knew nothing about? Someone who just showed up at the door one day. And when I asked mother to make her my maid, she stubbornly refused. From a good house? Don't make me laugh. If she were really nobility, she would have given us her name. But mother was so desperate to cover up her mistake. That doesn't make any sense. I don't believe a word you're saying. Could it possibly be true? Wouldn't it be nice if you could bury your head in the sand? But Mel, feigning ignorance is a sin. Sin indeed. No! I refuse to believe it. Not a chance in hell. You just don't understand anything. How I feel. You just don't understand anything. How I feel. How much I've suffered. Do you have any idea how long I've loved you, knowing that you would never accept my affection? But then, fancy that. Fell in love with your half-sister. Then I should qualify for your love too. Shouldn't I, Mel? The laugh in the background. I can't do it as well as she can. Stop it! Enough! Shut your mouth! Not another word. I don't believe any of this. Mel! I know you'll never not love me. I know there's nowhere for me to run. Say, when we were kids, was that really me? Was I really by your side, Mel? If that painting tells the whole truth, I was never once did I get to be your princess. Not even once. Whew, what a scene, what a scene. Dearest Mel, everyone just loves to dote on me. They're always telling me how pretty I am. Mother does, father does, and all the maids do too. I can do anything I want. So for me, acting like a spoiled child is the only form of rebellion I have. I don't have the kind of freedom you do, Mel. I'm just a doll for the family to play with. When I have visitors, it's only ever for show. So it's not my fault that I don't have friends. Dearest Mel, You're the only one who's ever cared about me more than anything in the world. Dearest Mel, I always knew how I would react if you fell in love. I would cry my eyes out. I would envy her to death. I would get angry as a bull. But eventually, I would have given up. I knew I could never have it my way, after all. That my feelings would never bear fruit. So why did she have to be your sister? Yeah, tell me, why? Uh, hello? Oh, dearest Mel, here you are again, reading such hard books. Your eyes will go bad if you spend too long staring at pages. It'll be fine, Nellie. It's not like I'm reading 24 hours a day. No, that's not good enough. If your eyes go bad, dearest Mel, you won't be able to see me anymore. Haha, you worry too much. I can see you fine and well, my princess. Your hair glimmering like the sun, and your beautiful smile. I can see you clear as day, and that'll never change. Eh? Some distortion on the scene, on the memory. Plus, the skies are clear today, so you're even more radiant than usual. You know, this is my favorite season. Winter's cold and there's so much rain. I can't stand it. But as it gets closer to my birthday, the clouds go away, and I just adore the sun. Ah, yes, it's almost your birthday. She adores the sun, but her half-sister, stepsister, hates the sun. Have you decided what you're going to ask father for? Not yet. I want pretty dolls and shoes with sparkling gems. Ah, the scene, the memory, it's growing darker. And I also want pretty dress, a pretty dress like the one mother wears. A list that long is asking a bit much, even for father. But dearest Mel, I already have what I want the most. So the truth is, as long as I have that, I don't need anything else. Oh, and what would that be? The hairpin they bought for you the other day? No, it's you. Or maybe the song they had written for you last year. None of that, dearest Mel. Huh? Then what could it be? Now I'm really curious. What is it that's so valuable to you? That's a secret. Dark little secret. Girls have so many secrets. I just don't know what to do. Dot. Say, dearest Mel, you run your fingers through my hair, just for a little bit. There was a flash of something, I didn't quite catch it. What's getting into you, Nellie? Why are you so hungry for attention all of a sudden? Please, dearest Mel. Oh, Nellie, what am I going to do with you? Come over here. And I want to sit on your lap. Yes, as you wish, my beautiful, beautiful little princess. Say, dearest Mel, what is it this time, Nellie? Right now, I'm so incredibly happy. Oh, and out of curiosity, who was it that you really cared so much about? Still going, it's still going. Can I stop here? No, I can't. I have to keep going. Ha, ha, ha. In a fevered frenzy, Mel fled from the mansion. Even in early summer, the night was cold. And to make matters worse, Raindrops pelted him from head to toe, but that caused him little discomfort, for a far greater maelstrom of pain rampaged within his breast. At night, the town took on a different appearance, not simply for lack of illumination, but the people active within it as well. It was not a suitable place for a young aristocrat man to go wandering unattended. The darkness is not only the abode of devils, but of beggars, thieves, criminals, and all manner of things undesirable. But despite that, he continued to run, knowing not where he was to head. He simply went where his feet took him, and where he arrived was the church. Oh boy. Father! Father! God should be able to offer me counsel, to answer all my questions. Nellie is gonna chase you here, and there's gonna be a final confrontation here. About that painting, about her, and about Nellie's feelings. Not her lies, but the truth. Please, open the door. Banging on the door, desperately. Open the door! But, as you might expect, the door was locked, and the priest showed no sign of responding to his calls. The sound of the pouring rain drowned out everything else. His head drooped feebly. He looked like a helpless little calf who had wandered alone onto a dark, precarious mountain path with no end in sight. Why? Why won't anyone tell me the truth? All I want is for someone to tell me it's not true. Have I sinned? No, I didn't know anything. I didn't know. No, none of it's true. So I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not at fault, am I? Nevertheless, his sister's claims and her laughs continued to echo within his head. If he truly believed it to be false, he would have gone to look at the painting. That he could not was an indication that uncertainty had a stronger grip on him. Fragmented images of a white-haired painter fluttered through the back of his mind, but he desperately shoved them aside. What good is the church? What good is theology? What good is God? What? Something moved near the boy. Priest, beggar, Nellie? It stood immediately behind him and grasped his light dressing gown. He had been so consumed in his own world that he had not noticed the person's presence until they were close enough to touch him. Or just some ruffian who's about to either mug or murder him. What? Who are you? Standing there was a beggar dressed in tattered rags. Same one. He's still begging at the church. The hooded beggar tentatively extended his hand toward Mel, pleading for relief with sad, slender fingers. I think they insinuated that or said that the father died, but I swear to God, if this is the dad of the white-haired girl, or were he a generous young man, Mel would have given the beggar something. Were he generous, of course. Oh, Lord, get your filthy hands off me. Ooh, I don't have a damn thing to give to you right now. Don't you dare touch me. Dot. Suddenly, the beggar's head turned upward. My eyes catch the beggar's. Her hood fell back, revealing a hairless head. Why? Oh no! At least Nellie didn't kill her, and a pair of red eyes gazing bitterly through with a familiar, distinctively glimmer at Mel. Distinctive glimmer. Red eyes. She immediately covered her face and turned to run. It can't be. The beggar that's always been here was a... But you said yourself that they would not survive much longer. How could you be certain she was the same beggar? Wait for me. Perhaps, as someone of such high social standing, all beggars appeared the same to you? Or perhaps you wanted to believe your meager generosity made a difference, that you did something of value. I will not say it is wrong to think so. Wait for me. I chase after the fleeing girl. And though I shout for her to stop, she continues to run. The rain is so heavy, I'm afraid I might lose her. I'm terrified. But I didn't do anything wrong, did I? Sorry, I'm just gonna do one small thing. This is gonna be a little break. I need to make sure I have enough recording space, so I'm gonna delete some anime episodes or something. Sorry. Let me just quickly delete like yeah, 40 gigabytes worth of anime episodes. There we go. Now I have enough room. There we go. Sorry. But I didn't do anything wrong, did I? I'm begging you, please stop. I just want to talk. She comes to a stop at a corner. Please do not go around this corner. It's you, isn't it? I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? What I said back there was terrible, and for that I am truly sorry. I didn't realize it was you. Please come back to me. If you're concerned about social status, I'll figure something out. And Nellie's getting married off soon enough. Oh, yes, Nellie. Nellie did some horrible things to you. She's lost her mind. Maybe this is... I'm wondering if this isn't actually the white-haired girl, and he's just desperately wanting this beggar to be. She was talking nonsense, but don't worry, she'll be out of the picture soon enough. I'll make sure you're safe. Say something, please. Yeah, wasn't that beggar earlier? Wasn't it mentioned that they were bald? Are you angry? You're angry, aren't you? I'm not angry at you. I'm not... Did you know everything? Did you come to our house, aware of everything? What? Did you? Tell me, please. The priest isn't around, and everything Nellie says is a lie. You're the only one who will tell me it's not true. What are you... Our relationship? I don't understand what you're saying. I see. You don't know. You don't know. It's for the best. Nellie is the only one who knows, and she'll be gone before long. Everything will be alright. Lord Mel. It'll all be alright. Let's go back. I'll make sure you're never put in danger again. I'm begging you, stay with me. My appearance is no longer suitable. Stand at your side. You saw how unsightly I am by the church, did you not? Hair can grow back. That's not a problem. Now I truly look the part of the hideous witch. But I am to blame. It was a sin for me to find happiness in your kindness. What are you talking about? My sin was falling in love with you. Not what happened to my father, nor how we had to spend our days. There's no sin in that. We have our whole lives ahead of us, don't we? With enough time, this whole tragic mess will be behind us. Things will only get better from here. I'll be your prince, like the one who took the girl to see the outside world. So please, give me your hand. Come to me. Don't leave me all alone. I need you by my side. Please. I extend my hand around the corner. I sense her hesitating beyond the bend. I'm begging you. I can't see what's on the other side, but the vision of her reaching out to put her hand in mine wells up in my mind. But that story never had an ending. What? She doesn't take my hand. I doubt the girl ever wrote that letter. Ah. Vision flickering. She's not there when I turn the corner. Why? How did things end up like this? Like this? Where did I go wrong? Oh God. Hello there, maid. She is simply an observer. A neutral party. Poor Mel. Your error was slightly your kindness. Thoughtlessly, haphazardly spreading your generosity. But that generosity came from your own desire to avoid pain. For your own happiness. What should I have done? I can't take this. Everyone was happy. Nellie used to laugh and smile. She once meant the world to me. How did things end up like this? It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. If you pretend like nothing happened, then perhaps they can go on smiling in your head. But regardless, you must follow the path you tread. It is your path alone. Path you chose when, in that moment, you decided to run. Make the wrong choice in those moments, and you shall find yourself on the road to ruin. I would have been better off not knowing. Better off in the dark. I just wanted those tranquil days to last. They were supposed to last forever. At some point, your childhood must come to an end, and that ending may not be the one you anticipated. I can't stand this world. You yearned for a world that would treat you with kindness. What should I do? What should I have done? Someone, please help me. You should return now. If you spend too long out here, you are liable to catch a cold. Now, let us return to our own time. Tragic ending. And the door closes. The crestfallen young man faded into distance, and the decrepit double doors clacked shut. Through the shattered glass, you could see only the ruins of a garden, with a single rose growing within. You had evidently returned from the past. In the garden, weeds grew taller than people. You found it difficult to look at. A wolf howled in the distance. The children, the sea of roses, and the white-haired girl were nowhere to be found. You and the maid who called you master were the only people present in the mansion. What happened to them next? Oh, master, you would know better than I. My, you cannot remember? It seems this is quite serious then. Worry not, my loyalty lies with you, master. The mansion was witnessed more yet. Let us make our way to the second floor. Your hand in hers, the maid guided you back through the kitchen, into the tea room. Her palms were still cold. You felt as though you were clenching ice. Master, do you wish to know the truth, no matter what may be hidden within? Or, if it is something you would be happier not knowing, would you rather remain in the dark? Oh, is that so? Oh, I was supposed to probably answer. Yeah, I would rather know. This master, well, it's kind of a self-insert so far, so I don't know about them, but I'm curious. I wonder about their father. Yes, the flaxen-haired sibling's father. Do you think he knew about the white-haired girl? If he did, then perhaps he allowed her to stay because of how deeply he loved his wife. Good question. I don't have an answer to that. Or maybe because he did not want people to find out about her. That is the pragmatical way of looking at it. I expect he too experienced many different emotions. But those pages of this his story remain untold. Their parents likely had a turbulent tale as well, but theirs is not of consequence. To whom? I could not tell you. You and the maid crossed through the entrance hall, continuing your trek. At some point, the fire in the fireplace had faded to embers, emphasizing the lack of light within the mansion. The maid took a candlestick and lit it in the cinders. The small flame illuminated her pale face. On a whim, you asked the maid about herself. About me? I'm a maid devoted to your service, master, as I have said. Oh? What was that? You're interested in my name? You flatter me. I truly do appreciate the question, but you are more than welcome to simply call me the maid. I'm kind of looking for a good place to stop because we're definitely out of that story, but I'm just wondering if there's like an epilogue or if we get more info here before, I guess, heading to next story. Also, it would make me much happier to hear you say my name after you have recalled who you are, master. Okay, so we get to learn your name at the end of the game, probably. A subtle smile rose to the maid's face, after which she began to lead down a first floor corridor. Still holding the maid's hand, you passed in front of a full-length mirror. In it reflected the warm light of the candle, which disappeared out of range shortly thereafter. Oh my, is something the matter? Did you come across something peculiar? The maid had not appeared in the mirror. Spooky. Though she was not the only one without a reflection. I see. You reached the end of the corridor. There appeared to be a doorway, but the door itself was long since gone, leaving only a hole in the wall to frame the stairs behind it. Without hesitation, the maid descended into the darkness. You have more interest in this mansion, master, than in a mere maid, do you not? Though it pains me to say as much in your presence, master, this house is cursed. Yes, it is a curse that runs deep. As you just bore witness to, the majority of those who dwell within these walls fall into misfortune. I'm down for a bunch of tragedies. I have served here for many years, and periods of happiness are as fleeting as a sugar cube in a cup of hot tea. Why did such tragedies befall them? If I were to guess, Master, it was because you had not returned. Interesting. But when you remember your true self, the mansion's curse should be broken. The next door is before us. It appeared to be the entrance to a cellar. The disconsolate wooden door was visibly rotten in several places, and it seemed it might crumble at a single touch. You could hear the sound of something devouring meat beyond the door. Ooh, is our next story about rotting meat? Cannibalism, maybe? Maybe there was a beast living within. Beast within a human form. Before you had a chance to say you thought it was dangerous, Maid opened the door with a chilling smile on her face. Your first impression was that it smelled of blood. I guess we're starting the second. Yeah. Okay. I'll stop here then. 1707. So roughly 100 years forward. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy, what an episode! This was so long. What time is it? It's fucking 6 p.m. I started this at like, I don't even know. Let me check the OBS. Over 3 hours. Oh, this is the longest recording so far. Yeah, my throat is sore too. My god, that wow, so many thoughts. Nellie, wow, favorite character? Sure, yeah, definitely. Was not expecting the story to go to that direction at all. I expected some kind of tragedy, but like, damn, we just ended it there. Like, we didn't get any like permanent closure, just sadness at the very end. The girl either died or left after that, after she didn't reach out her hand in that corner. Unknown, left unclosed. What happened to the siblings afterwards? No fucking clue. I wonder. I'm really curious how Nellie's future turned out. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of plus points in this. My interest level was quite high, but it was mostly from the perspective of the art style and the mood this show was giving out. Like, I wasn't like 100% into the story of Nellie and Mel or the Rose family before this episode, but damn, that was a good ending. That was so good. In the sad scene where just before Nellie went crazy, when she started throwing stuff in her room and breaking mirrors, I almost teared up. I certainly got very emotional, and I felt like a big gulp was in my throat, and luckily I managed to speak out, but it was getting a bit hard there. Yeah, got me really good. The horror of like horror and anticipation was really cool. The Nellie being super creepy, and her whole yandere thing, her kissing her brother, so well done. The short flashback into the their young selves, and the memory slowly degrading and becoming darker, and then flashes was so good. Wow. I'm definitely just gonna sit with this for the rest of the day and do nothing else. I'll try to have some more coherent thoughts for the next time before we continue on with the second door. Wow. Yeah, that was 3+ hours of good fun. But the episode is ending here. So if you would like early access, you can go down to my description where you can find a link to my Patreon where you can have early access up to 2 weeks. And if that interests you, go there. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.